that. I'm teaching. Sovereignty needs a community, a nation. And when I talk about a community, I'm not talking about communism and Marxism and all that, and capitalism. And I don't deal with that. I deal with black supremacy. Because anything that you can be with white people, you need to get rid of it. Any idea that you can share with white people, get rid of it. If I can be a communist with a white man, I'm not a communist. Because white people can be it. If I could be a Marxist with white people, I'm not a Marxist. Because Karl Marx was a devil. Anything you could be in with white people, you need to get rid of it. Any label that you can have that will associate you with your enemies, you need to get rid of it. Because if we coming at the enemy and you associated with him, you're going to get popped too, right? When his world begins to collapse and you made all these associations with his world, what's going to happen? You teach him. Now his world is collapsing. They losing their stronghold in the Middle East. They didn't lost Mubarak, they puppet. They about to lose in Algeria, Tunisia. They about to lose their world is falling. It been failed. They just diplomatically are saving face now. Their world has failed. It's over with. Our associations will make us fall with them. None of us that was liberated and in nation building, we didn't suffer from unemployment. Nothing that happened in their world affected us, period. Matter of fact, what we're doing got better. You mean to tell me every house is in foreclosure now? Wow. 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 So land interest is wide open. Wow. Wow. So everything negative that happened to them was a positive for us. Everything. So we can't make no associations with them. Or nothing. No, we're not communists. We're not capitalists. We're black supremacists. Because we are going to put ourselves in a position of supremacy. We're not going to be under no white communists. We're not going to be under no Asian communists. We don't agree with that. It's time for us to set up a black empire where we rule. And we're not going to do that with communism. Haile Selassie could not do that with communism and Marxism. That's what got him off the throne. When he sent his, children abroad of the nation and they started intermingling with the Europeans, they brought those communistic ideas back to Ethiopia. And they destroyed a sovereign nation. The last sovereign nation that we had was destroyed due to history. It was destroyed by communism and Marxism. We stand against anything that stands against black supremacy. You can't say you are a communist with me, but because we agree on poverty and social economic realities, we have a social economic agenda because you're a communist. But as soon as we change that, now you're going to tell me you're against black supremacy. It shouldn't be nobody supreme. We all got to work together where, I can be on top. I can have a chance. If it's a communist council or whatever, I can have a chance and get up there and rule. You will never rule over us again.
My turn now.
Do you hear me? Under no title, the white man will never rule over us again. There will be no vote. There will be no democracy or any type of ocracy that will have this white man over us again. So that's not going to work. This is not communism. It's black supremacy. Now, it's communalism because we're using the white man's words. Dealing with community. But community started in Africa. Communalism did not start with Karl Marx. It did not start with Chairman Mao. Communalism started in Africa when we took care of everybody and all of our children, all of our family, and everybody was taken care of. That's community. That's where communalism starts. So we're not dealing with any isms that challenges black supremacy, changing the condition of our people around the world, putting us on top. If our goal is not to put ourselves on the top every day, we are working against ourselves. We're working against ourselves. We're not doing that with communism. We focus on social economic conditions of world economy. We don't care about the world economy. We care about us and what we're creating. We're not trying to solve world problems. We're solving black problems. And if that means we got to destroy 80% of this world in order to figure it out, so be it. That's a fact. But the peace-loving people don't want to hear that. They want to save the world, the whales, and everybody.
Bad news.
If it go down, I want me some whale meat. If I ain't got nothing else to eat, I'm chopping me up a whale. It's a reality.
Yeah.
Squirrels, everything getting ate. Right now, we're blessed to be vegetarians because we have the abundance. But if we go to war, everything move and get ate. Seriously. So that's going to mess up the ecologists. They're in the hood eating squirrels. We got to do something about this. Something has to be done. Save the squirrels. So it's going to be a conflict of an agenda. Whatever it takes for black supremacy to persist against all laws, against all religious concepts and ideologies, so be it. So be it. That's a different mentality than I had 5-6 years ago. That's a different mentality because I was believing and listening to the Hebrews and these other groups, and I said, the problem is us. We got away from Yah. We got away from Allah. We got away from the meiotic balance. And that's why these devils got us. I was into that, so I was trying to find the right path. You know what I'm saying? To be different. I was trying to find the right path to solve all the problems that supposedly we created. But I began to realize that the only problem is that we did not have undying devotion to black supremacy. That's the only mistake we ever made. That's the only mistake we ever made because black supremacy doesn't need a white publishing company for a book. Black supremacy does not need the white man at all. It only needs to roll over his ass. That's a fact. We didn't need him before he came to Africa. We don't need him now. So if anything that deals with our elevation means we got to deal with King James or any of their publishing or any of that, that's white supremacy. We didn't need him then, but now we need him now. Who can ever be free that is in need of their enemy for their existence? How could you be free if you need him? We need King James to translate the scriptures in order for us to get free and get back with Yah. Am I correct? They start printing the Bibles, we're going to have some problems. How are we going to get free? God only speaks through the Bible. Right? We take people's Bibles, they swords, right? They're going down. So freedom will have to be deeper than that. If it existed before that transliteration, interpretation, or whatever. The freedom of the human spirit must be more valuable than any documentation. Because no documentation can give life to you. And only your honor of that life, energy, and force can produce the result of freedom. And if you honor any doctrines or anything more than that, you're a qualified slave. You've qualified for it. So I got away from that and began to see we must love black supremacy more than anything. Everything else that we are being taught to love is teaching us to stay in slavery. Leave the slaves behind. Don't bring them with us. Will no slaves be coming in this black new world order? No slaves is coming. Slaves will not be able to get in or stay in. Because they don't understand freedom. And then they miss their master. Do you hear what I'm saying? They miss his world. Because while they physically may step into freedom, mentally, they're still lusting over the plantation. Slaves can't come. Some people would say, well, I want to save my family. I want to say this. If they're not going to change, It's no way it's nothing for them to come to. Only thing people can come to is not a space, but a conclusion. If you can't come to the conclusion, the space don't mean nothing. You got to come to a conclusion about how relevant freedom is for you. Some people are looking for laws and rules to put themselves under. They are. And they mad because we don't have none here. They upset. These niggas ain't got no laws or rules. Or nothing. What the hell is this? The white man's hell, correct. The hell is this? The white man's hell is this. No rules and no laws. Everything is based on organization to maintain black supremacy, not what some white man's transliteration or white man's publishing company allowed to get through. The byproduct of freedom is what this is about. And going back, and whatever's coming into place is coming into form to maintain freedom as it moves forward. Not to be consistent with anything that came from the old world mind. We have no desire to be consistent with any of the traditions that have went on during slavery. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? We have no desire to maintain any of that. Some people wrote on Facebook when I said, fuck your mama if she's not about black supremacy. They say, well, would John Henry Clark and Dr. Ben say that? Those were historians. We're manifesting freedom now. We're not going to be under this white man now. It's not going to take me 95 Bible dictionaries and 500 history books. Some people going to have to go through all that to realize that, wait a minute, the sheriff's at the door. Some of us already know he coming. We ready. While they reading and getting deep, the National Guard driving right on in their community. They deep as hell. Can I get my books? Just come on. Come on. Some of them will feel comfortable in the FEMA coffin with their books. Just let me have my book. Let me get my ISIS papers. I'll read that in my FEMA coffin. Give me a little light. I'm not lying. Because the idea of freedom can happen in slavery. If I'm not challenging you all here to step into freedom, I'm not doing my job. If I'm not making radical moves to prepare you into freedom, I'm not doing something here. I'm failing. I'm failing here. If this looks like slavery, something's wrong. Something's wrong going on here. If we're not moving like we're the owners and rulers of this planet, something's wrong here. This is more than a plantation party in the back of Master's house. We have rose up as a new nation. This has to look like that. For some, these are Negroes that got some free time. For some, this is freedom. Big difference. Negroes that got free time is going back. They're going back. For some, this is freedom. For some, they're runaway slaves. For some, this is the establishment and the institution of black freedom. Big difference. People come about going to Africa. You were runaway slaves. It's Maroons that stayed right over here and held it down. Do you follow what I'm saying? We don't have to run. No, he came and got us from Africa. So when they come back over there to get us, what we're going to do? Run back over to America? We're going to have to fight this devil somewhere. Is he not in Africa? Do we not have troops employed in Africa? Are they not all over there? I was looking at North Africa. I said, damn, so many Arabs over there. Wow. Wow. It started having me think, is there more Arabs in Africa than black people? The whole of North Africa